Yo, 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 what the deal? It's your boy X.E.L.O. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Thank you for coming back. But if you are new here, definitely like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll let you know when I drop another video. If you are here for beats, I have a link below called Beats You Need. And in that link, it'll have a whole bunch of beats for you to actually skim through, or you can go directly to the website, which is going to be XELOHH.com. And here you can get all your beat needs, all your graphic needs, and all your mixing and mastering needs here as well. We have hundreds of beats, so definitely enjoy. Go through there, check it out, see what you like. But getting back to the video. Hey, what's up, man? I missed you guys, man. I'm glad you can come back to the channel. Today I'm actually going to be going over some ARPs and different ways to actually use them inside of Cakewalk by Bandlab. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to actually get them set up. So we're going to go through that and see how you actually get the ARP set up. Y'all ready? Let's go. Alright, so here we are in Cakewalk, and this is a clean slate, and this is my light theme. If you do want this theme or my dark theme, I do have the link below in the description, so you guys can actually get that. If you do need help actually installing a theme, I do have a video on that as well. So moving right along, let me move my head out the way. Okay, so we're going to go over here to this right hand section, and we're going to go to plugins. Right, inside of plugins, I'm gonna just do some chords real quick. I'm gonna actually use a generator to do it. I'm gonna use my chords. All right. So this is chords here, and this is actually what it looks like. We're probably gonna be doing a minor just so we can get that apply. This chords actually does not have any sounds, so let's add a sound in here. Let's go to plus sign, go to instruments, and we're just going to do the regular TSS, regular piano, and get this set up. So I'm going to pull this down, right? And I'm looking for the option for my input. So if you don't see that on here, you want to go to here and just go to all, because you might be on one of the other ones, is why you won't see that on here. So make sure you're on all. So you'll see everything that the channel actually offers. And I'm gonna go to where it says Omni, and I'm gonna go to chords, and let's go to channel 1. Right? So I'm gonna turn on my echo input. So now when I play anything on chords, it should actually play inside of the TSS. But you gotta make sure that your input echo is turned on for your TSS as well. So now I have chords. Alright, so I just want to record something really quick just so I can actually have some chords. So I'm going to hit record on my keyboard. Alright, so I'm going to double click it. It's going to bring up my piano roll. So now that I am in the piano roll, I want to quantize this just so I know that it's all good. So I'm going to right click and drag, which will give me an option to highlight everything. I'm going to hit on Q on my keyboard, and it's going to bring up my quantize screen. So I can actually quantize this. I'm leaving it at 1/16. All right, and everything kind of moved over a little bit. So let me move this. And let me stretch this out till it reaches the bar. So now what I want to do is highlight all of them again, and I want it to loop. So if I hit L on my keyboard, it'll actually turn on the loop mode, so it'll actually loop the actual stuff in Cakewalk. All right, so now let's make sure everything is copacetic. All right. All right, real simple. Just some simple chords to add on here. All right, so now let's get down to the nitty gritty. I'm gonna hit D on the keyboard to get rid of my docking station because it's docked down here with my piano roll and console. So now what I want to do is go up here to where it says Insert MIDI Effects. So if I click on that, it'll bring me an option for all the Cakewalk MIDI stuff that I can put onto the track. So let me first, I'm just going to bounce this to clip so it doesn't have any hiccups, because I move things around and sometimes it does weird things. So just make sure you do a bounce to clip, so that way everything will kind of stay intact. All right, so there's different ways to add instruments. So if you add an instrument and you actually have it to where it's split, where it has a MIDI and it also has a instrument track, you can actually do that as well. So let me do one of those so I can kind of show you. So I have an instrument track here. I'm gonna do another TSS. I'm going to do a advanced, and I'm gonna split the instrument track, right? So now what this is gonna do is split it into a MIDI, and then it's also gonna have an instrument track. So I'm gonna create. So as you see, I have MIDI. This one is MIDI, and this one is the instrument track. So what I can do is do a control and grab this and just bring it down. All right. I'm going to actually mute this one up here. And the sound is coming out of this one here. So if you want to see the wave file of it, you can actually hit on this wave. But you don't have to actually do that. So if you have it separate like this, where you had your instrument track and then you had your MIDI, you can actually just grab this ARP right here and you can just drag it to effects. And you see it has a plus sign there to actually add it. I can add my ARP there, right? For the regular instrument track where it doesn't have the MIDI set up like that, you cannot drag it. You see, it doesn't let you drag it here. But you can actually drag it on the actual MIDI pattern itself. So I can grab it and put it here on the pattern itself, right? So anytime you're doing MIDI effects, you can actually hit the plus sign here and it will give you those options for those same options that you see over there for the ARP, the chord analyzer, echo delay, and so on. But we actually don't need these two tracks here, so I'm going to delete them. Delete. All right, so now we're just stuck with this one, right? But we added it on here, but it's not under our effects, so we have to find it. I'm going to unmute this track. And as you find it, it's going to be over here inside of the MIDI file. So you see this little option that says effects. If you click on that, you'll see that it has the Arpeggiator on here. So you can turn it on and off with this button, right? And if you double click it, it'll pull up the ARP again. So you'll be able to see the Arpeggiator. You can turn it off here as well with this button. We'll turn it on and off. You do have some presets in here to actually do different things. I kind of lean toward the comp ARP and the comp ARP B. Those are the ones I kind of lean toward. So it breaks it down into units, path, and playthrough. So let me go through those first. So all right, hold on. Let me actually play it first so you guys can actually hear what it sounds like. All right, so as you can hear, it is going really fast, and that's what the milliseconds does. So the milliseconds can be adjusted by this rate. So the further down you go, the faster it'll go. So the further up you go, the slower it'll go. So if I pull this up to, let's say, halfway, like 250, right? 250, 260. All right. So that is the millisecond. So like I said, pulling this up and down will give it that. And your legato will give it a smoothness when it's actually going through the notes. So the legato will almost kind of like hold the notes for it. Your swing will actually give it a swing going up or down, so it'll almost do almost like a pattern in a way. So if I pull up the swing, if I pull it down, it'll basically be going down more instead of going up more. All right, and this output is basically the range that you actually have. So let me show you in the piano roll here. So I'm going to pull up the whole piano. I'm going to Shift D, pull up the whole keyboard here. All right, so it's going to start at F3. So this is F3 right here, this line right here. That's F3, that's the bottom. That's the lowest it's going to go, and it's going to go up to C8. So all the way up to here is going to be the highest note that it'll actually go. So it'll play all the way through till it gets to that top note and then go back down to the bottom. Right? So that's what that part does. So I'm gonna click on this, double click, open this back up, and your chords will actually be in the section where your chords actually are. So I turn on chords, it'll actually start playing just through this range of chords. So it'll tell you which chords are actually playing, and it'll kind of go through those chords, and those are the regions that it'll kind of stay in if you put it on chords. So that's pretty much the breakdown of this with the milliseconds. You more than likely are going to be using notes. MIDI ticks is kind of weird. It's like almost like a dotted kind of thing. I'd probably say stick to the notes, so that way you know what it is. So this is 132, and this is a 132 triplet. You have 116, 116 triplet, 1/8, 1/8 triplet. So it'll give you your basic quantize or snap kind of notes, and that's kind of what people more than likely will use anyway. So you have your up and down, you have down and up, you have up, and you have down and down. So you can actually make your ARP just keep going down, and it'll just keep going down, or you can go up and down. So it'll do the little wave on there if you want to do that as well. Playthrough actually gets it to play the actual notes, so you can actually hear the notes that you played and have the ARP going at the same time. So let me see, let's do 116, right? And we're going to do playthrough. So it's probably going to be 1/8. It's probably going to be a little better for that. And that's with the swing on. So if you take the swing off, it'll probably be a lot better. And now it gives you more of a feel. If I wanted the notes to kind of hold longer, I would hit on this legato. All right, so now that I did all that, and you say, I can't see any of the ARP or MIDI in there, what do? So you click on here and you would do a bounce to clip. So you right click, do a bounce to clips. As you see, I have my shortcut Control B. I could have just did a Control B, but some people don't have that shortcut, so I'm showing you this way. And boom, as you can see up here, this is the actual path of the ARP. All right, let me do a Shift D. And as you see, it went all the way down to E and went all the way up to B. So that was the range that it actually had. So it was just going all the way up and all the way down. All right, so I'm going to do a Control Z to take that off of there. And let's do a Shift D to bring up that. So you can always go back in here and actually do a different change to your ARP. But once you actually do the bounce to clips, this will actually be removed and actually engrave it into the track itself. So that was one way to actually do it. I know it was kind of long, sorry. But there's so much to cover when you're doing ARPs. All right, so now let's actually go the other way that I like to go. So I'm gonna show you right down here. You have in this little channel thing here, this little module, you have a display, you have audio, and then you have MIDI. So if you click on MIDI, it's going to show you the MIDI channel for this actual instrument. All that good stuff. All right, but moving down to where we want, Arpeggiator. So this whole section here is all about the Arpeggiator. So if you go into ARP and you hit on this enable button, this will enable the Arpeggiator. All right, so in this, when you just turn it on regular, it is going forward. This right down here is the shape that the ARP is actually going. So it's going up and down, basically. Or should I say up, then going back down to go back up to flurry it in. So if I wanted to actually have this one, this ARP in there, I can do the same thing. I just go up here, right click on here, and I do a bounce to clips. And boom, I have the ARP. All right. So now what's really cool about this one is that you actually have an option to do a couple of different things. You don't have as much control over this like ARP as you do with the Arpeggiator up here. So it gives you more options down here in this ARP. Well, it's more easier to control this ARP up here when you're in that mode. This one gives you a lot more options down here, but you don't necessarily have as much control. You still have your swing. You actually have a flam in here. You can change your pitch of where the ARP is actually doing. You can change the duration of the ARP, like basically like the note kind of duration. And you have your velocities here as well. And this little knob here will mix in the chords with the actual ARP. So let's show you that. So if I turn on the ARP again, you see it plays more of the actual keys or the actual chords. And if you're gonna go further, it'll just play more of the chords and less of the ARP. You see it kind of pushes the ARP to the back. And of course the swing will swing. And here is your rate. So if you want to actually change this to a 1/8, so that gives you an option to actually do different things. You can do a rhythm. So yeah, so this gives you some options to actually do different things in here as well. You can do reverse, which means it will play it kind of backwards, the ARP. You can actually do a forward circle, so it'll actually kind of do like a circle here kind of thing. And I believe it's more of like a up and down, instead of saying, you know, a up, up, or down, down, then a up, down. So they just use a circle, forward, reverse, to actually add that on there for that. It has a random, it has as played, so basically it'll play it as it is actually played, inward circle and outward circle. So it has a couple of different ones in here. So another one that I actually want to show you guys. Let's edit these though. And let's do that, and let's see this do order. All right, so that'll work. So what I'm going to show you now is another feature of the ARPs inside of Cakewalk by Bandlab. I haven't gone through all of them, but they are really good if you're stuck on like trying to figure out what you want to do with the track. So you want to go here to presets. Once you're in presets, you're going to go to load presets, and it has an option here that says rhythms. So this rhythms gives you different things for different instruments in a way, but you can pretty much use it for whatever you want to. So I'm going to go to this ARPs quest. I don't even know what that means. I'm just going to pick a random one, and if I hit play, it's going to play this random ARP. As you hear, it did some interesting like ARP things. So I'm just going to play one from the keyboard. I'm just holding one key. So it gives you a whole bunch of different things you can kind of work with to make a different kind of melody if you wanted to. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of different ones in here. And when you go to rhythms, there's 1 through 15, and there's like an A and a B for each one of them. There's an A and a B for these. If you go to bass, you have acoustic, you have rock, you have a synth bass, you have guitars, so acoustic picking, right? I mean, it's just actually going through here and actually finding something good. So let's go to a jazz one. Let's see what this one sounds like. And these are just some of the things that are inside of Cakewalk to get you to get inspired to do different things. This is just an ARP that's actually in there. You can use it how you actually want to. This is pretty much it. This is what I wanted to show you guys. different methods and ways of using the ARP inside of Cakewalk by Bandlab. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So pretty much this is the end of the video. If you have watched it all this way so far, definitely like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. It helps out the channel tremendously, a lot. Still trying to grow, still trying to get to where you guys are able to understand that Cakewalk is a great DAW. It's a great DAW, man. There's nothing better than it that's actually free. I can guarantee you that. And it's fully fledged. It's just a great DAW. So if you enjoyed this ARP, definitely leave a comment below that says ARP if you want to be shouted out on my next video. I'm also wanting to do some more live videos, or just go live more, I should say. I want to actually just play some of you guys' beats just to hear kind of what you guys are actually doing inside of Cakewalk, whether it's a song or a beat, whether it's rock, whether it's you know, folk, whatever it is. Just let me hear what you guys are doing. And you can send it to beats@xelohh.com. So that email will be below in the description, so you guys can actually send in songs or beats. So when I actually do another live, I'll actually just be doing a beat live. It won't be like making beats, it'll just be playing beats from you guys and from me, so that way we can kind of just interact that way and get to know each other a little bit better than we currently do, I guess. But yeah, I usually drop videos on Saturdays and Wednesdays. Those are the days I'm gonna try to stick to. I'm not gonna make it a permanent thing, because once you do that, it becomes more of a job instead of just having fun like I'm having right now. You know, kind of letting you guys, or teaching people, you know, how to use Cakewalk by Bandlab. So with that being said, this is the end of the video. And once again, it's your boy, X.E.L.O. Until next time, people. Peace.